Hey everybody, Mark Agnesi here in the back room of Norman's Rare Guitars. Welcome back to another episode of Guitar of the Day, or something like that. Really quick, my son Nico, it's his 4th birthday on Saturday. It's coming up, so he's actually coming into the store in a little bit because Jen needs to take a couple pictures of him, so he's got his 4-year-old birthday picture. On a quick side note, just something you need to know about my son. He's obsessed with Slash. He's 3 years old, but he's obsessed with Slash. We'll go into Guitar Center. He wants the bobblehead doll thing that they have there with the cigarette and all that stuff, and he likes to go. They have the big cardboard cutout of Slash for the Epiphone guitars and stuff, and he always likes to go hang out with Slash. So I told him, because it's like, yeah, I mean, I know, but I'm not trying to name drop here. I'm just saying. He knows that I know Slash, and he knows that we're kind of friends. So my 3-year-old, as 3-year-olds do, they only know that when you're friends with somebody, you get invited to their birthday party. And now my 3-year-old keeps wanting to know, like, dude, Dad, when's Slash's birthday party? Because we're going. And it's like, I don't know when Slash's birthday party is, bud, and I don't know how you got this idea that we're going to his birthday party. Well, anyway, Nico's on his way in here, and we pulled this gold top out of storage. I was like, I know Nico's coming in. I'm going to text Slash and see if he wants to come see it. And he's like, oh, that's great. I leave to go on tour tomorrow. I'm like, you should come by and see it. And he showed up. He came by to see it. He was here, and we missed him. I had this very close opportunity to be like Father of the Year. I totally blew it. Yeah. Maybe next year. We'll have Wunter Slouch at his birthday party this year instead. By the way, a Silverburst Les Paul 2 Stratter days ago. Yeah, it's gone. That one's gone too. Which brings us to today. So yesterday, I had this horrible idea. And now I have to pay for it. It's Weird Ass Wednesday. Come on back. Not that this is weird, but it's just weird for me. It's from 1923. That's an original Gibson Lloyd Loar F-5 Mandolin. Original Cremona Sunburst finish. Hand-signed Lloyd Loar label, signed April 12th, 1923, with the original hard shell case.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're going to play that?
Yeah. That's not a mandolin. That is like the mandolin. So, we got a lot to talk about. First off, who's Lloyd Loar? First off, let's go back even further than that. Let's talk about mandolins in general. Because up until the very, very late 1800s, mandolins did not look like this. When was the last time you were at a Renaissance fair? You know, that big kind of Italian-style bowl-back mandolin was kind of all the rage. Until Orville Gibson dramatically changed everything that people knew about mandolins. And kind of starting to take a little bit of stuff from the violin school. So, carving a top, but not only that, carving a back as well. To have it, instead of having this bowl back, have it focused and carved to actually tune the instrument to create the tones that you were going for. He started that kind of in the late 1800s, kind of revolutionized the instrument. And then comes this guy, Lloyd Loar. So who was Lloyd Loar? Lloyd Loar was a sound engineer and a designer and did all sorts of things. Got hired out by Gibson in 23. I think he kind of went in 6-month contractual engagements. He was only at Gibson 1923 and 1924. But what he did during that time with the mandolin was create the most desirable and collectible of the mandolins ever made. There's a few specific things he did to Orville's design to change it dramatically. And a lot of it was stuff he took from violins. First off, we got away from the round or oval center sound hole, and we go into the F holes, which is something obviously he took from the violin school. First time that had ever been done on a mandolin. The other thing he did is he lengthened the neck a little bit. Now, it didn't necessarily put more notes on it, but just lengthened it out, which means that moves the bridge closer into the center of the instrument, which means your point of greatest power is right in the center, so you're making everything move. And of course, famously, the most famous addition that he did, or was a technology he was working on, it's called the Verzi tone producer. And what the Verzi was another kind of like disc of spruce that attached underneath the top, underneath the bridge, and kind of worked as a secondary top underneath that would also vibrate and create overtones the same way that the top does. So it would be like having two tops in there. Now there's a lot of different, well, not a lot of different instruments, but there's 4 in particular that Lloyd did. So there was the F-5 mandolin, there was the L-5 guitar, and that L-5 we're talking about is the 16-inch lower bout L5 before they go to the advanced body. And we're talking the earliest of the L5s. Then there was also the H5 and the K5, the mandolin, the mandola, and the mandocello. So you have mandolin, mandola, mandocello, and guitar. They also did there was like, well, I think they found a couple A5, more the A style body that were signed by Loar as well. But yeah, this is kind of the mandolin. Bill Monroe, obviously, first one, probably most famously to play it, but every great mandolin player has had or has aspired to have one of these. Truly, truly spectacular to hold one in person, because there's a lot of history and a lot of money in a very, very small amount of space. Also has the original hardshell case with it as well, which is quite valuable on its own. Cut to hold it. I don't know if you can get inside of there, but that's what we're talking about right there. That signature. April 12th. I don't know if the lighting is going to permit, but April 12th, 1923, hand signed by Lloyd Loar. That's like when you got the Babe Ruth autograph on the baseball or the card, whatever. That signature right there. Totally for real. Also, I believe we have verified this mandolin was Dave Grisman's at one time as well. David Grisman on this one, which is kind of cool. At least I think so. So, Mark, you've pissed off everybody on the Martin Guitar Forum. What's there left to do? I think it's time we piss off everybody on the mandolin forums too, man. I've said I'm not a bass player before. I started playing mandolin at about 8:30 last night. What could go right? Let's go out to the couch. Let's see what this incredibly prized, world-renowned instrument can do. Being played by little old me. All right, we're out front. We have the 1923 Gibson Lloyd Loar F-5 Mandolin, original Cremona Sunburst finish. Let's put it through the paces real quick, or at least the best that we can. Check it out. All right, let's give it the old Agnesi bang on it real hard test too. See how this works out here. that, Bill Monroe. Take that, stick it in your pipe and smoke it. Your Pope and smike it. From 1923, original Gibson Lloyd Loar F-5 Mandolin. Date April 12th, 1923, to be exact, on the hand signed by Lloyd Loar. Label, played by me. I don't deserve to play a Floyd Loar, but I just played a friggin' Lloyd Loar. There it is. There's your Weird Ass Wednesday for this week. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Mark Agnesi. Follow the store at Norman's Rare Guitars. How's that all new normansrareguitars.com coming?
Going good. This week, for sure.
This week for sure. You heard it. That's a contract. Take it easy on me and the mandolin forms. I only do this on YouTube, not for a living. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow for another episode. Peace.
Bye.